welcome to episode 19 of Into the Podcast. I am your host, Sam, and I didn't introduce myself last week when I listened back to it.
You didn't?
I didn't, and I am joined with Ryan Chittenden, the sexiest man that side of the table.
Hello, Sam, co-host.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, all right. I re-listened back to our podcast today solely to make sure it sounded all right, because I didn't get the opportunity because it was rushing it out on a Sunday night.
Yeah, of course.
So I didn't have the opportunity to go through and listen. And that intro was such a rush. And I also owe you a massive apology as well. After talking about music and what we do with famous people,
yeah,
and I spoke about going to see Otter Bridge with Aaron, I then called you Aaron at one point.
Right, okay, yeah.
And I was like, what is going on in this episode? Like, it was such a rush, wasn't it?
It was a massive rush, and it was a Sunday night, and we were both knackered. It'd been like a long week, a long weekend, so it was very much like just trying our best just to get it out, I think.
But for something that I think that's a bit of a shambles, people really enjoyed it.
Yeah, lots of comments, especially around apple milk.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What we need to do is stop putting effort into this shit and just get something that's gross every week.
That's it. Just the people just want to listen to us suffer, I think.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. The last two things that people have spoke to us most about was the film Men, which I had to suffer through.
Rory Kinnear.
And Apple Milk, which we both had to suffer through.
Yeah. Oh, God. I was asked if the apple milk was as bad as we made out.
Yes.
And I've honestly said to everyone who's asked me, yes, it was fucking disgusting.
I listened back to that part, and you at no point could think that that's a fake.
Oh, no.
It was fucking grim.
It was awful. And if you haven't seen the pictures of it, you put them up on
They're on socials.
The thick residue round the outside.
Round the outside.
Yeah. Chunky it was.
So I got a message from my friend Matt Heaton. I'm going to give him a bit of a shout out here. He messaged me saying the one thing I hate on earth is the sound of someone else masticating.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know what it is, but with Ryan, it's actually quite soothing. He's like, I don't mind it with Ryan. I don't know what it is.
Wow. I was literally about to apologise to Matt then.
No, he's enjoying it. Keep going, mate.
That's all the encouragement I need.
Yeah, now look what you've done, you bastard.
No one else likes it.
No, just Matt. This is just for you, Matt. So it's been only a few days since we last recorded because we rushed that one out, and then it's now Thursday in this house. So we've not really had a lot really going on, have we? So it's just been a bit of tried to rush through, get the Eliminator films watched, get a bit of TV watched, but that's been around work and cleaning and usual adult shit. But there was a little something I want to talk about. Like, we talk about Call of Duty a lot on this podcast.
Yes, we do.
We did manage to get a couple of games in.
When was that? Tuesday night?
I think it was Tuesday night.
Me, you and Drew.
Yeah. You're an arsehole. You was a fucking nightmare to play with.
I just like to be a dick sometimes.
I've noticed.
I can't even remember what I did.
What you did was, I got downed because we went in and Drew got kicked out of the game. So I was like, we'll just get out immediately. But then some arseholes was camping the exfil site.
Oh, yes, I remember.
You didn't take any guns in, so you was running around barehanded.
I was raging after you drove us into the exfil site the previous game in our LTV truck, which is shit. I was like, don't drive there. And you're like, we'll be fine. 5 seconds later, we're all dead.
Yeah, well, fuck off.
And I was raging because I'd lost my gun. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going in with nothing. I'm just going to punch people.
Yeah, and then what did you do? I went in with my insured gun. We called in the chopper. You waited for the chopper to come. You ran away, jumped off the bridge, dropped my gun, and ran on the chopper.
Yeah, threw it off the bridge.
And then in the next game, I was like, right, you're being an arsehole. So you got downed right next to a helicopter. And I was like, no, you can die. Because you're being a silly boy, so you can see what it feels like.
Pretty sure you started teabagging me as well.
Yeah, then I teabagged you. But then I felt bad because I didn't really want to let you die.
Yeah.
So I picked you up. We got on the chopper. You drove us into a wall and killed us both. And I was so mardy because we'd just had a few battle royales before that and got murked. And all I wanted to do was play and just shoot some people and just try have a good game. And you was a fucking child.
Oh, it's so funny that I could just... I was surprised you got in the chopper with me, and then I was like, I'm intentionally going to crash into this wall.
Well, I just assumed he was going to drive away and leave us. I was like, well, you can't do that if I'm in the chopper, you prick.
Well, watch me now.
And Drew just follows you blindly. He then started teabagging me and fucking knobhead.
He's loyal. He's loyal.
He is a
Blood runs thicker than apple milk.
Oh, God. Does it?
No.
That was thick, mate. That was chunky. Yeah, so there was a little something you wanted to discuss randomly in the intro.
Tom Sizemore, wasn't it?
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, well, because this is a really random story, but when we were playing COD on Tuesday, we were running around, there's the three of us, and we had bags of money, and at one point, we were in this insane gunfight. We were in the city, weren't we? And there was just AI absolutely everywhere, and we were just running and shooting, and I said when we were on it, I was like, this reminds me of, like, Heat.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That incredible, one of the best gunfight action sequences of cinematic history.
Of all time, yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible, where it's Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, and Tom Sizemore, the three bank robbers, and they're running down the street trying to avoid the LAPD. So we were on about that, and then literally I walked into work on Wednesday, and a couple of the guys were talking, and they're like, "Oh, have you heard about Tom Sizemore?" I was like, "No, that's dead weird," because we were literally on about Heat last night. Apparently, he's had a brain aneurysm, and he's on life support, and they can't do anything, so they're going to turn it off.
What?
Yeah.
How has this not been everywhere?
Yeah, and then I was like, when did this happen? They're like, oh, he had the aneurysm like last week or something, or like a few days ago. I was like, this is the first time hearing it. Normally, it's all things like that are all over like social media and whatever. And then then it's on the BBC homepage. So yeah, how shit is that? He's only like 61.
I know. I'm surprised we've not seen that. Bearing in mind, some shitty fucking Love Island host can stub their toe when it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, he's certainly was a big actor in the 90s. He's in massive films. Probably best known for like In Heat, or most people know him from Saving Private Ryan. He's the sergeant, so Tom Hanks's mate. You know, those two go through it. But he's in loads of films. Black Hawk Down. You know, Natural Born Killers. He's literally one of the best character actors from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was reading up on him. Apparently, he's like that. With all that fame came like massive, like horrendous, like drug abuse.
Oh,
like,
really?
Like heroin, like meth. Served loads of time, like not loads of time, but served time in prison for like domestic abuse, and also since then he's been a mess basically. And I think they're saying this brain aneurysm is basically come from years of drug abuse.
Right. Okay.
But still, I was like, oh my God. And it was just so weird that came up after literally less than like 12 hours probably after we were just on about Heat in that scene, and it was fresh in my mind. So then when it was one of those surreal moments, you know, when you get like, just walked into a room and they're like, hey, have you heard about Tom Sizemore? I was like, have you been in my brain and just like picked that bit out? Like, it's so weird, like that, like almost like manifested, like, oh, thinking about Heat and these characters, and then someone just starts bringing up. No one talks about Tom Sizemore. No one knows who he is, really.
Literally nobody.
Yeah.
People talk about Heat a lot in my circles.
Yeah.
But
and even if you could have talked about Heat, it's Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer.
Of course it is.
You know, three superstars. So compared to that, he's, you know, like, you know,
small fry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I thought it was shocking. I'm surprised like we haven't spoken about it, because it's just doesn't seem to be news.
No, it's just gone.
Just gone. So yeah, so I think they're just waiting for which is very sad. Very sad.
That is sad.
We'll have to watch it. We'll have to have a Tom Sizemore binge in his honor and watch all those classics, because there is some classics.
Oh God, yeah, we'll have a great time for that as well.
Yeah,
but I think it's important to say, don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah,
no drugs, naughty.
Very bad.
Because this is what happens when you're 61.
61.
That's shit, innit?
That's us in like some years.
3 years or something.
Yeah.
I've got to be about there now.
Look how great my beard's getting now, look. Can you see that?
That is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That is good. Mine's going white like Santa.
Is it?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
I'm happy with it. I keep finding these fucking white hairs and I'm like, I'm going to be Santa. I'm already fat as fuck. So.
No, you're not.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. We haven't done that little skip for a while, have we?
I just let my guard down, so I'm white. So what I've been doing this week, bearing in mind my free time has been the drive to work and the drive home from work.
Yeah, you said you've been mega busy.
It's not even doing like a lot, if I'm honest. I had a nice game of poker last night.
Yeah, cool.
I love a good poker game, you know.
Playing for money?
No.
Yeah.
So obviously the club that I'm in, we had a little bit of money from club funds that we pay, so we bought a poker set, an SMGC poker set, so all the chips have like our crest on it. And
I remember you saying about that before. It's really cool.
So yeah, we just got together, had a takeaway, just catch up with the guys and play some poker, which was nice. But I've been listening to a lot of Ren, obviously, so I'm like, right, I need to swap it out a little bit now. And I've gone back to, have you heard much by Scroobius Pip?
No, I haven't, Do
you know who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went back to his Distraction Pieces album. We saw, I really love Introduction or whatever it's called, the first one on it. And I'm just obsessed with the album again. I just forget what a lyrical genius Scroobius Pip is. And it's one of these, so he does, with that, he did a show, I think it was a Royal Albert Hall maybe, where he does his songs, but then does spoken word poetry afterwards.
Yeah.
And basically just talks through his lyrics, not raps them.
That's cool.
It's fucking brilliant.
That is cool.
So it's a bit of a recommendation from me of, like I say, it's not by no means, the reason we love, when we spoke about Ren, was the guitar and everything around it. But I just think lyrically, he's very clever.
Yeah.
And like I say, that spoken word poetry style of stuff is really good. And it's a bit weird driving to work listening to spoken word poetry, but it's
so cool. Yeah, I'm all about that. Yeah,
so
I love stuff like that.
I'll ping you a thing to anyone that wants to listen. It's just really good. It's just really interesting. And like I say, it's good to hear some lyrics like that. And he's got some sad songs and and just some like ones that you think fucking hell, as they all do. Like, oh yeah, that's really true and stuff. So,
but yeah, and I get that, and I really appreciate like clever lyrics that, like with Ren, or like tell a story, or even like Drew's music. I love that, because it's every song is a story, and the lyrics take you on a journey, and I love stuff like that. And even whatever form that comes in. So it is cool when actually the lyrics are that good that spoken they are poetry. It's just poetry.
Absolutely,
it's just in a musical format.
Oh, which reminds me actually, because Drew's got his new song coming out, I Teabagged Sam whilst Ryan was arsing about on Call of Duty.
Yeah, lyrics are on point there.
Yeah. So it's a sad story, but
it had a happy ending.
Yeah, for you. So there was something that I want to bring up, because this is random as shit. So I mentioned last week, obviously I'm going to be recording a podcast with our boy Chunk from the Utopia Project on Friday. And in our group chat, he explained how for his business, so he owns a tattoo studio. For his business, he's spent £50 on an investment. So people can come in and use it, and it'd just be something cool and fun for his studio.
Okay.
He bought a Beyblade arena. Can you remember Beyblades?
I can remember Beyblades. Yeah.
It cost him 50 quid. That is the coolest shit. When he told me about it, I was like, I need to talk to you about this, because I kind of want to reminisce a little bit. Like, what was the shit you used to play with as a kid? Like, I love Beyblades. They were cool. If you had a metal one, you were fucking up all the other kids.
Yeah. See, I never had Beyblades. I'm trying to think. I don't think many of my friends did. I think Drew definitely had Beyblades.
Yeah.
But I never did. I was more like, for me, it was all about like the action figures, like the wrestling figures.
Oh God,
I had fucking loads of them. Like I had the ring, I had the ladders, I had everything, like the tables
that snapped in half.
Yeah, I loved all that. So I think I've probably still got them. I reckon they're either in my parents' loft, or they might have transitioned to my loft now. But I like the Star Wars figures.
Yeah.
I had loads. That was my sort of thing.
Did you hit any of the kid trends? So how old are you?
I'm 33.
So just a little bit younger than me. Did you hit any of the trends of like Tamagotchis? Because bear in mind, we were young when they first come out.
Yeah, I don't think I had the Tamagotchi. We hit the Furby craze.
Yeah, we had Furby. They were
massive.
Roughly around the same time.
Yeah.
We had a Furby.
Furby. Didn't have the Tamagotchi.
Pokemon cards?
Pokemon cards, yeah,
Obviously.
that was massive. Never played with them, just collected them, like what everyone did at my school.
You Warhammered and shit though, didn't you?
I got into that a little bit later, when I was like, not like a kid, like my teens. That I got into like the historical wargaming first, because that's what my dad did, and then that, as soon as like Lord of the Rings came out.
Yeah.
I was never into like your 40k or your Warhammer. I got into it because of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I had a load of 40k at one point, but I didn't know how to play it.
Yeah.
So I just sort of had
I did at one point get some 40k, but yeah, I didn't know how to play it. I've played a couple of games with a lad from school who knew how to play it, but it didn't really take off.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what are some of the random things that we had when we were at school. What were those little like aliens that used to grow?
And so they come in a ball of goo.
A ball of goo, and your little alien grew.
And it was a thing that apparently they gave birth if you left him long enough.
Right, yeah.
They didn't.
No.
But everybody on Earth assumed they gave birth if you had him. You could buy them on like Skegness fucking waterfront for £1 or some shit. It was like that. I mean, you can still buy them now. I see them all the time. But it was like what poppets are back then. You know, the poppet things that kids are obsessed with now.
Yeah. I can remember those aliens, and everyone just launch them at a wall and then stick.
Yeah.
And then, so everyone's like, you could tell who had them because like the bloody walls were stained. Because
walls were stained, and they were also covered in fur when they'd been dropped on the floor.
Gross, yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
But then we had things like, I mean, my daughter went to a party recently and got one of these in a bag. Them army men that you hit at the wall and they had sticky hands and feet and they bounced down. My favourite thing, if I could get hold of them, if I got one in a party bag, I was so happy, but they never worked well, was the army men that you threw out the window and they had the parachute.
Oh, I never had one.
They were by far, bearing in mind, you know, if you got them in a party bag, they're only small, but I never had a big one. It was like the coolest shit.
It was, yeah.
Because you could get one for Action Man.
Yeah. Oh,
was his? Yeah. What was his bad guy called?
Was it like
Dr. X?
Dr. X, wasn't it?
I never had one of him, and I always wanted one.
Was it Dr. X or Mr. X? I think it was Dr. X.
Something like that.
Was he like bald, or did he have like a little ponytail on
Something
top?
Like that,
did he have one eye, maybe? I think I had a Dr. X.
Yeah, I never had one. I had like a few of the vehicles and shit, but I like my Action Men.
Yeah. I had a couple of Action Men.
I always remembered owning Army Men.
I had loads of Army Men.
And then, like, you know, when we're younger and you're like watching Toy Story or whatever, and you see Army Men lying about and kids playing with them and stuff. And I remember as a kid, I don't have many memories of being a kid, just alcohol abuse and stuff. But like, I remember being like, I am going to play with Army Men, and I am going to set up like a full diorama of war, and I'm going to play with it. And I'd set it up and get bored.
Yeah,
every time, and it's like, oh, but what now?
Yeah, see, I would always do that. Yeah, like actually, now that you remind me, I had loads of different army men, and I would do massive like setups, huge ones that would cover like all my bedroom, and then the landing, and they'd be down the stairs and everything. There'd be loads of them, and then I would do the massive battle, and it'd be like last man standing type thing.
Yeah,
and I even remember because I had a camera, and it must have been like, I don't know, one of them, like, you know, like the screw cameras that you used to like wind up and take pictures. And I've still got somewhere loads of pictures. I can remember being proud as punch of some of these setups I've done, and I've taken photos of them. I mean, they don't do them justice. I was like probably like 8 years old, 10 years old, or whatever.
Of course.
And you're just like trying to get pictures. Like, I want to remember this forever because look how cool this war scene looks.
Yeah, but to me, mine were always really small. I just like do the bedroom. But then so in my head, I'd always be like, oh, even as a kid, I remember like, I don't have the imagination for this. Like, I can't imagine this war going on, so I'd pack it away.
Yeah.
But I would quite happily get two wrestling figures together and do a full match.
Yes.
I'd have the imagination for that. But in my head, I didn't have the imagination to do a full war setup with army men and stuff. But I always wanted to. I wanted that imagination as a kid. I thrived for it. But I just didn't have it.
Yeah.
I think I was spoiled because we always had the games consoles.
Yeah,
okay. My parents didn't have money, bless them, but they always made sure we had like the new console and shit.
That was the same for us. Yeah, we didn't grow up with lots of money. No, we didn't go without it, but like we like, you know, we had like we had the Sega Mega Drive, and then we had like a PS1, and then we got like a PS2. We didn't always have the latest games. We just to get whatever we could.
Was yours chipped?
No.
Yeah, you see, ours was.
It wasn't.
I remember we had a naughty man.
Yeah.
He'd come round.
It makes such a difference, though.
He'd sell us 3 games for £10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're laughing then.
Yeah, you fucking were, weren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, £10 back then was still quite expensive, but yeah, I always remember it was always, I'm not going to give the man's name because, you know, FBI might be listening.
Absolutely.
He used to give us the printout of the games, and he would make us go upstairs and pick what games we wanted whilst he showed my dad, as he called it.
I think you said this before,
the blue section. Yeah. So my dad's downstairs picking porn while we're upstairs picking games. Legendary.
That is quality. Yeah, it's quality.
It was great. Yeah, it's just when he told me that earlier, and then I noticed in the group chat today they're all talking about having like tournament, and I was like, that is actually quite cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Nostalgia has been huge now for, I don't know, maybe the last 10 years. People, you know, with Pokemon cards and shit, and like people are just massive into nostalgia, and I was like, that is nostalgia I didn't even know I needed in my life.
Yeah.
I want to buy like a Beyblade now and just go and have a tournament in a tattoo studio randomly while people are getting tattooed.
Yeah. Speaking of, just before we move on,
Go on.
with toy soldiers and stuff. Did you ever have any small soldiers figures?
I did not, but Jack Magic has some.
Does he?
He does, yeah.
Oh, I can remember because they were quite big ones, weren't they? They were like Action Man sort of size.
Yeah.
And I remember this. We were staying at my auntie and uncle's house, so Drew's parents, and I'm pretty sure my auntie and uncle won some money on the lottery. Like not a lot, like maybe like a couple £100 or something. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, we'll take all the kids to like Toys R Us or whatever the next day, and you can get like a toy." So we're all like, "Oh, we'll get a small soldier figure." And I always wanted Archer.
The Gorgonite.
The leader of the Gorgonites.
Me
but
too.
It was just
all he ever wanted.
Sold out everywhere.
Oh, fucking hell.
So I think the one I got was the one that's got like a boulder for a hand.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
We should ask Jack Magic because he was... and Chunk, because they were trying to name them last time I saw them.
Yeah, they were. For about an hour.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning, they're ringing their dad to try, and he answered. He was like, neighbours and small soldiers. And then I watched it the next day with Littlin.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah, she come round. I was like, we're watching small soldiers.
It's on Netflix at the moment, I think, isn't it? Yeah, so quality.
But yeah, no, I was the same. I always wanted an Archer, but
I never had an Archer.
Just never got it, unfortunately.
Never mind.
That's a shame. So from that to, we may as well do our usual of what we've been watching. So do you want to do your film first? Because you've watched a film this week, haven't you?
I watched.
Was it last week?
Back end last week. So last weekend, I was on a bit of a Ryan Gosling binge. So
why wouldn't you be? So
we watched Drive. Claire'd never seen it before, and I've seen that. I've seen it loads of times, but I've not seen it for a while. And obviously, I brought that up on an episode a while ago when we talked about top scores, not scores, soundtracks.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. If anyone's not seen Drive, go watch Drive. I would highly recommend it. It's on Netflix at the moment. Ryan Gosling is a getaway driver. He's like a stuntman by day, sort of works in a garage, but he gets involved like with some wrong people, and then a heist goes wrong, and he has to like try and clean up the mess. He's brilliant in it. He doesn't really say a lot. He's just cool, isn't he?
He's cool as shit.
It's like a noir, like neon noir sort of, not noir, neon sort of, a bit noirish, I guess. Like at night, it's a stylish sort of film, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of dialogue. You know, there's lots of like those arty romantic scenes where Ryan Gosling and Carey Mulligan, they'll just be looking at each other lovingly, and there's no dialogue, but the cool music's playing. But the cast, if you forget how good the cast is, Oscar Isaac, Bryan Cranston, Ron Perlman, Carey Mulligan, Ryan Gosling, it's unbelievable. That's a really cool film. But the one I watched a film that I'd never seen before, which is a Netflix original. It's been on there, I think, a year now. The Grey Man.
Yeah.
You've seen this, haven't you?
So I have, but I don't have a lot of memory for it. So I think at the time I was like half dating someone, and we went round and we like had a takeaway and put it on. But you know when you're just chatting shit whilst it's on.
Oh, yeah, that old chestnut. Put a film on and don't watch it.
Netflix. That night was Netflix and Chinese, mate. And then afterwards I was like, I feel so big. But yeah, it was just like chatting during it, and it was one of these it just come out, and I was like, I really want to watch this. Shut the fuck up. Do you know what I mean? But you can't say that to someone like you're kind of just starting to date.
Yeah,
so
of
I was just
course.
kind of like, oh yeah, whatever you have to say is way more important than this film I've been waiting for.
Yeah, so it's like what again? I think it came out last year, didn't it? Last summer, and it was like big budget. It's the Russo brothers who did all the Avengers film. Well, Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Again, Ryan Gosling, who's like a hitman. Like a unknown, like CIA hitman, no identity. He's just got a number. I want to say 6.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
And anyway, he's like on the run because he's found some intel. You know, it's the usual story. It's been done like 100 times in 100 different ways. And then you've got Chris Evans, who's the guy that's tasked with bringing him in.
And he's such a prick. Isn't
He's such a
I love him when he plays an arsehole.
I love it when he plays an arsehole as well, because I think he used to play arseholes, then he became Captain America, and he was like the golden boy, and everyone loved him. And now he's going back to like playing arseholes again. And then he brought
it back with Knives Out.
Yeah. And then this, where he's got like a fucking epic mustache, and he's just walking around in his loafers the whole film, and he's just a fucking dick. But Ryan Gosling, who is fucking shredded in this film, by the way, he looks incredible
when he's in that little pond.
Yeah.
Oh.
So those two worked really well. But overall, it was a bit meh.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I remember watching it, and although we was talking, being a bit like, there's not a lot that has gripped me in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly it. And it's one of them, like, they go to like every bloody country under the sun. It's it's like Croatia, and then it cuts it, and it's like, Turkey, and then Poland, and it's just like you're just constantly moving place to place to place, and you never really, I don't know, there's some big massive action set pieces, but compared to some like its equivalent sort of films, like John Wick, for example, the action was like a poor man's John Wick film.
Oh, John Wick from Wish.
Yeah, and that's what I saw. I mean, it's almost like it didn't know what to be, that film.
Yeah.
I think it didn't know whether it was trying to be like an awesome action film or like a bit of a piss-take comedy or a throwback to like your sort of 80s action films. It's sort of like a hybrid of them all and kind of did none of them very well.
Yeah.
So it's a long film as well. I think
It
it's
is quite long.
about 2 hours 40 or something.
Yeah.
So I would recommend Drive, not necessarily recommend that.
Yeah.
Watch it for Chris Evans in his loafers and his mustache.
Yeah. So I'm actually glad you made that comparison, because there's something I forgot to write down as like a little intro piece that I was wanting to mention. So speaking of John Wick, I have to thank our good friend, and I think he listens, Thomas Retzlaff, for introducing us to the fucking trailer for Sisu. If you have not seen the trailer for Sisu yet, Sisu, it is about set in Finland in 1944. There's like a prospector type gold miner dude finds loads of gold, and he's like, and it just flashes up 568 miles to the next bank. So he's got to go on this journey to get this next bank. Then Nazis come and steal all his gold, and then it happens. It's just Finnish gold digger in 1944, John Wick in Nazis. And it even says at the end, it's like, from the creators of John Wick, the most fun you'll have seeing Nazis get destroyed. Like that is the fucking thing. I was like, oh my God, this film looked incredible.
Amazing.
This is what I absolutely love. John Wick can keep doing what they do with John Wick in different films, and it's going to work.
Yeah, and I've never even thought about that before, because John Wick is like a whole universe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like, they can do like, I guess that can just, I can't get my words out, but it can't. That could span back through the ages.
Yeah, of course it
like,
could.
They're doing a lot of films, like, I don't know, things like Kingsman or
the whole Assassin's Creed type thing.
Assassin's
as well,
Creed.
isn't it?
Yeah, thank you. That's another great example. Yeah, of just that sort of fraternity or whatever.
Yeah.
Throughout the ages.
You watched the trailer, did you?
I haven't seen it yet. Is it when did Thomas send it to us?
He sent it yesterday.
It was last night. I was in bed.
I thought you replied to it. That's why I thought I'd bring it up.
I haven't.
It must have been someone else who replied then. But
Carl replied this morning.
Right, it looks fucking
I'll have to watch it. I was trying to think. I was like, I don't remember watching that. Yeah, it was last night. I was in bed, and then
Sisu, Sisu. Guys, if you're listening, watch the trailer. It looks off its nuts. I'm so excited.
That sounds cool. I'll watch that trailer as soon as we finish this podcast.
Good. So, obviously, we normally talk about The Last of Us every episode, but before we jump on that, we're not going to talk about this because you've not watched it, but The Mandalorian is out.
It is. I'm very excited.
I stayed up late last night because I forgot it was out, and I finished doing whatever I was doing at like 11:30, and I was just about to go to bed, and Disney Plus, because like I said, I fall asleep to Family Guy or American Dad every night.
Yeah.
And it was like, new season of Mandalorian. I was like, right, okay, I'm knackered, but we'll stay up for this.
It's not a very long episode. I think I'd look at it. It's only about 37 minutes.
It's not long at all. So, yeah, I will not talk about it because you need to watch it, but I'm just so glad to have this universe back in my life, to see Mando, to have Pedro back with us.
Oh, yeah, because we don't get enough Pedro.
We don't have enough Pedro.
We can get him on a Monday and a Wednesday now.
Speaking of Pedro.
Oh, yeah.
Last of Us.
Oh, no, I didn't think you were going to go there.
Speaking of Pedro not being in an episode.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So the newest episode of The Last of Us, episode 7, is more of a backstory episode, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Everybody that has seen this episode has said it's a filler episode.
Really?
How do you feel about that comment?
I wouldn't say it was a filler. I thought it was nice to get backstory to Ellie's story a little bit more, get a bit more context to her, where she's coming from. I did think it went on a bit long. I feel like it could have perhaps been wrapped up, but I know they were trying to show that emotion and like build that character development, which has been so good throughout. I kind of felt like there's been like throughout the show, there's been some big, heavy hitting emotional. Like it's almost like every odd number as well. Like episode 1, episode 3, episode 5, and then it was like episode 7. But this one, it kind of felt like, because we know what happens to Ellie, we know that she's going to get bit and she's going to be okay. As is revealed in episode 1.
Yeah,
it was kind of like, okay,
get there.
Yeah, and
you're just waiting for them to reveal that there is an infected around.
Yeah,
because they're walking around this mall for ages, arsing about, just being kids, enjoying life.
Yeah, and it just felt like it just didn't have the same weight as like Bill and Frank.
Oh, of course not.
And I think I think naturally you're going to compare it to things like that. So, and I was just a bit like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, it wasn't bad. And I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it was filler because I feel like that's a bit harsh, but I know where people are coming from.
Yeah. You see, I would agree. I would say it was a filler episode.
Yeah.
In a way, we needed backstory to what happened. We didn't need it, actually. That's a lie, but it's nice to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, way too long. And I think that's why I'd say it was a filler episode, because the whole episode, if you look in, say, the Joel and Ellie timeline, was 3 minutes max.
Yeah.
It was 3 minutes worth of timeline in a
exactly.
45-minute episode. But it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. My only negative thing I'm going to say about it is very dangerous to bring an episode like that when there's only 2 episodes left.
I know, yeah. So I feel like the next... Whether that's just like the calm before the storm.
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping.
But it was interesting because my friend Alex Drabble, he messaged me because he's played all the games. So he's a massive fan. And he was talking to me about it last night. And he made an interesting point that episode is not actually in the original game. That is actually DLC. So that's extended content that they then brought in.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, which I thought was interesting that they put that in to show a bit of...
a nod to the true fans.
So,
I suppose it's a nod to the true fans that go and buy DLC, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And it's quite nice that they brought that in. But yeah, just a bit long. And again, like we've seen one infected in the last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's all about the infected, but
it'd be nice.
We have just hit a level now where I feel like we've just been coasting for the last few episodes.
Yeah, because bearing in mind, after Sam and Henry, we got an eyeful of that monstrosity of a clicker, and then we've not seen any really infected since.
Yeah, so that was episode 5. So the last 2 episodes then, sorry, we've only seen one infected, in the last 2 episodes.
So that's what we was left with at the end of episode 5, and then we've not had anything since, and it's like, oh, I thought this was it now. Like, shit, we're fighting monsters.
Yeah, that's it. Like, this is going to be intense.
But again, it's good storyline to do, character-based storyline.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alex, just said, because obviously he knows what's coming next, he said, you're just not ready. You're not ready for what's about to come. So
okay. Interesting.
I'm very excited. Because like you said, 2 episodes to go. It's been hitting it's been at cruise control for the last couple of episodes. Yeah. So I feel like it's just going to kick into high gear.
Well, in that case, I want to say, Alex, I am ready. I am ready for what's about to come. Just you wait. I can't wait. Till I have to text Alex. I'm like, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, you can say that on the podcast in a few episodes' time.
Yeah, I wasn't ready, Alex. I'm sorry. Okay, cool. So I think that about wraps up our intro.
Yeah, we chatted really random stuff.
Yeah, I had to bring Beyblades in, mate. I had to bring that.
Like, did not think when we just had a quick chat before we started about some things what we can bring into the intro that we'd be talking about toy soldiers and growing those aliens and throwing them at walls.
Yeah, mate. That's what it's about. Nostalgia. Yeah. That's what it's about.
I love that.
But my concern is we are 35 minutes in and you've not had anything to eat.
I am feeling a bit weak. Although you did fill me up with a beautiful chip butty as soon as I arrived.
Fuck off chip butty, mate.
It was quality.
Tiger loaf.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, mate. I told you. And you was fancying that as well, which is a bit random.
It was so weird because Sue at work, who I share an office with, she treated herself today. She was like, I'm going to treat myself. And she came back from the mess with a massive cheesy chip butty. And I was like, oh, I wish I had that. And then again, it's another one of those things. I've just just manifested.
Yeah.
I've come here and you've gone, fancy chip butty? I'm like,
Yes.
get out of my brain.
Yes, I do.
But yes, I do.
Right, so I suppose we best eat, but if we can't eat without Drew's permission, can we?
Well, yeah, this is true.
So, Drew, sing us in, baby boy.
Here come Sam and Ryan, listen to them both speak. They've come 2 hours on with their pop culture critique. But are you even a nerd if you don't overread? So come on everybody, it's the snack of the week.
Fuck's sake.
I remembered to do it.
Oh, no.
Why won't you just let me be me, Ryan?
Yep. You do you.
Let me be me, you piece of shit. So I got us a little something today, my friend. Now, I very nearly didn't get these because we've been very biscuit-based out recently.
We have.
And I wanted to kind of come away from it, but then I saw these and I've not had them before. Okay, so what I've brought are Kinder cards.
Interesting.
So Kinder is probably my favourite chocolate.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Because I fucking love Buenos.
So good.
Mate, I'm going to say now, Happy Hippo.
Oh, filth.
Exactly. So Kinder is my fucking babe.
Yeah.
So I saw these and I was like, oh, so they just look like little biscuity bits with Kinder in the middle. And I was like, well, we can't not get Kinder cards.
I've never had these before.
No, I can't remember having them. So if I have, they're shit because I don't remember them. But have a Kinder card, my friend.
Oh, thanks very much.
So what do they say? They are surprisingly creamy.
Oh,
so
Kinder chocolate is though, isn't it?
Definitely.
It's always
incredibly thin with milk and cocoa hearts.
Oh, they're like proper biscuits. So from the picture, I thought they were almost like
chocolate.
A bit like the Leibniz.
Oh, the Liebensteins.
Yeah, the Liebenflippens.
Yeah.
They like full chocolate on one side.
These are full wafer.
Almost wafer.
Full wafer. So enjoy your Kinder card.
It's very light, isn't it?
It is light, isn't it? So
yeah.
I'd best be surprised by how creamy this is because that box, I don't want to be lied to today.
Does it say anywhere that if you're not fully satisfied, they'll give you a full refund?
They fucking better do.
Well, we're fucking be complaining.
Yeah, we will.
Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
That's a lot to unpack there.
You know what? I am actually quite surprised how creamy that gets after a couple of chews.
It is quite creamy.
Yeah, that is actually surprised me, and I was joking, but I am actually surprised.
Surprisingly creamy, yes. Hit the nail on the head there.
I've not been lied to.
Well played, Kinder. You sneaky bastards.
You foiled me again. Yeah.
So it's a wafer.
Yeah.
With almost very thin white Kinder chocolate through the middle. That's surprisingly creamy. They are two in a little pack.
Yeah, I'm going for a second. What would you say? Masticate. Yes. He's masticating for you, Matthew.
They're making myself feel sick.
Apple milk.
Oh god.
Big fan.
These are incredible.
You are incredible.
Because it's like a biscuity wafer, they don't feel that sickly.
No.
Because the chocolate inside is very sickly. And if it was just pure chocolate, I'd be struggling. But
the wafer dries it out ever so slightly.
Yeah. They complement each other really well.
Yeah, I'm a fan. These are going to become a staple of my cupboard, I think.
Really? Expensive though?
£2. No. Yeah, £2 a little.
How many do you get?
4 packs of 4 packs of 4. 4 packs of 2 even. It'd go well in a pack up.
It would, yeah, you're right.
So you know what? When I make me chicken sandwiches in the morning, I'm going to stick one of these in it with me surprisingly creamy mousse yogurt that I have in the fridge.
Bloody hell, you like surprisingly creamy stuff.
Now, I need to talk about what I bought in Lidl the other day.
Go on.
Other than the fact that I've done nothing but slag off how much everything costs these days. Because I spent 45 quid on 2 bags of shopping the other day in Lidl.
Bloody hell.
So I bought a 4-pack of beer, mate. Not like I went all out on crazy shit. You know what I mean? You know the family choice boxes of biscuits that you can get?
Yeah.
They've normally got like, there's just all your standard biscuits. Then you normally get the little jammy, creamy, smiley face.
All right.
So Lidl had their own version. It's like the family box. The selection of biscuits in this box are more than top tier.
Really?
We're talking cookies.
Oh.
Like, they're obviously it's Lidl branding.
Yeah, of course.
Like Towergate, whatever. So, like, their version of Maryland cookies, which are better than Maryland. Their own version of the Liebel Schneebels.
Nice.
Their own version of Oreos.
Oh.
Chocolate fucking digestives. Chocolate hobnobs. These little tiny round things that are just full of chocolate in the middle. Mate.
You're selling it to me.
Every single biscuit is
Top tier.
Is top tier, covered in chocolate.
Oh.
So I bought them thinking, I'll take them in, I'll give them to my team. They're still in my drawer. And when I say still, 3/4 of the box is eaten.
Yeah.
But they did not go to my team.
Don't
So
blame
I
me. Don't
was
blame
like,
you.
let's have a look. I was like, oh my God, they look fucking outstanding.
Yeah.
So they got nothing.
Fair.
And then do you know what I did to rub it in?
Go on.
I went in and told them about the biscuits I bought for them and I've eaten.
How did they take that?
Well, fuck them.
Fuck 'em. You weren't even listening.
At that point, I was eating
thinking
biscuits.
about the biscuit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Great snack that. Well done. Well played.
I'm glad you enjoyed, mate, because I'm just Kinder. Anything that says Kinder on it, I get
you're right.
so excited for.
Yeah. Although, I would recommend, I think to elevate this, glass of milk with it.
You filthy, filthy bitch. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd even go as far as say, if you're having this as an afternoon snack, maybe even like a fucking strawberry milk.
Oh.
Or a banana milk, even a chocolate milk. But I think that might make it a little bit too sickly. See, I'm not, because I'm not like a chocolate milkshake fan.
No, I'm not. I used to like the chocolate. Did you ever have Nesquik?
Oh, God, yeah.
So it was like the one where it was like the powder and you'd stir it in.
Yeah.
So it was the chocolate one always used to leave. I can't speak today.
I know, what's up?
It's that surprisingly creamy biscuit. It's just
shocked
fucking
me.
shocked me.
You actually looked concerned for a minute there. Are you having a stroke? Are you okay?
I think so. I think I might be. Yeah, the chocolate Nesquik, it used to leave like chunks at the top, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't stir in properly. So that was quality. Strawberry one, a bit too sweet, but
Yeah.
it was all about the banana.
The banana was fucking... I love a banana milkshake.
Yeah, banana
Love it.
fridge.
Oh. Now, with them fridge ones, they have gone diabetes with
Yeah.
it. Because they
Oh,
do
yeah.
like double chocolate caramel fudge.
Oh, it's too much for me. It's too much.
It's not too much for me. I'll drink the fucker.
Oh, I
but
can't.
it's a lot like... After I drink it, I am very much like, I should not have drank that. And bearing in
Yeah.
mind, I will smash a crate of beer and not think anything of it. I will smash a takeaway and not be like, I shouldn't have eaten that. But if I have one of them and it's only a drink, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
God, I can literally feel my tits getting bigger
Yeah.
just by supping that one drink.
No, I totally feel you.
But yeah, they
It's,
are fucking banging. But seeing as we've just done Snack of the Week, we have a little competition running.
We bloody do.
Bloody do. We have a little tin that holds our Snack of the Week.
And what else does it hold?
Well, I'm just saying, somewhere in this tin, and it's not going to be hard to find it because it's a tin.
There's no hidden compartments. It's a basic tin.
It's a basic tin.
You open it and there's stuff there.
Yeah, so somewhere hidden inside this tin is a rather large picture of Rory Kinnear from the fucking blockbuster film Men. Look at it! Look at his face!
Oh, it's so good.
It's also got sweets in it.
Let's
As we
have a look at
mentioned
his
last week.
face,
Look at his
close up.
face. He's like agreeing with you, but he's not too sure.
It kind of freaks me out.
Just wait to see the film.
Oh, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm brave enough, you know.
So Rory Kinnear is inside this tin, making sure that your sweeties do not go missing.
Yes.
So every time I put my hand in there, he tries to give birth to another version of himself.
Shut the lid quickly.
Yeah, before another one comes out.
Rory Kinnear comes out. We have to do like squash and throw in the bin.
It's like fucking Gremlins, yeah, when he's like pigging himself. Before you get 800 Rory Kinnears running around your house.
Don't open the tin.
This is why I'm giving it away, really, because there's too many Rory Kinnears in that
Rory
tin.
Kinnears everywhere.
Now I wish I printed off.
Swinging on the fucking
Now I wish I
lamp.
printed off like 10, just like little small ones, and just put them in there as well. Fuck's sake, I ain't got time for it now. Bastard.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so we're going to give this away, and what we said was anyone that sends us a 60-second recommendation or has done previously will be put into the tub of love. But,
Tub of love.
Well, I normally put this into a tub and then we shake it, but I wrote everyone's name so small. It's
tiny.
It's literally like a hamster
You
scroll.
struggled
isn't
to
it?
cut them out.
I really did. But then I couldn't be asked to rewrite them.
No.
So I was like, oh, fuck it. So you're just on a little bit of plastic. I'm going to give
Okay.
it a shake.
Give it a shake.
There we go. Oh, fuck, they've all fallen off now. So Ryan is going to pick out the next owner of this Into the Podcast Snack of the Week tin
You know what? It is a great, great prize.
with 24 Rory Kinnears and a massive bag of movie mix.
Right, I'm going. I'm not looking. I'm picking blind.
I bet you pick out your sister or your wife again. You do this a lot.
Everyone will say it's rigged. Okay, so the winner of the Snack of the Week tin is... Cut off.
It's your wife, isn't it?
It fucking is.
Well, how do you do it?
I don't understand. Look.
Oh, it is your wife, yeah.
There was fucking loads to choose from. They're picked blind. They're tiny little pieces of paper.
Well, Claire wins a tin, and the best thing is I've not got to post a fucker out. Well, there you go. Well done, Claire. You've won Snack of the Week.
I don't want Rory Kinnear at my house.
And now you've got 24 Rory Kinnears, but you do get movie mix.
Nice.
You get to share that.
Nice.
So well done, Claire. I will do another giveaway soon for the rest
We're not
of you.
going to enter Claire.
And we're not entering Claire or Jess into the next one because they win everything. Because fuck off.
Fuck's sake.
People are going to think we're just cheating. I thought,
that's what I
I'm not
mean.
going to film it. There's no point filming it. No, there was.
Yeah, you should have filmed it.
I should have filmed it. So I will. It's about time I did another mystery box because I've got a few ideas and a few little gifts all ready to go because I've been picking stuff up as I move. If I see something I like, I'm like, I'll get that for the box of love that we give away. So some poor fucker who's in there has sent us a 60-second recommendation and didn't win.
Yeah.
But that person is someone who won last time. Your sister. Drew, sing us in.
60-second recommendations into the pod shortest presentation. Music, film, even cereal. 60 seconds recommending. Listen close, it's not never ending. Time is short.
So it's Jessica's recommendation actually inspired or gave Ed the kick up the backside to actually send his in because he promised us for about 10 weeks.
He was the first person to say a do as one, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was. And then when Jessica said, "Oh, I'm sending mine in," that gave Ed the incentive. He was like, "Oh, I can't let Jess be on it before me."
Did she send hers first?
No, I think it was like this. No, she said she was sending it, and then Ed sent his literally half an hour later.
Brilliant.
And then she sent it either later that day or the next day.
Yeah,
so it was so close because, I think he'd have been devastated if we'd have played Jessica's before him. But yeah, Jessica's recommendation is a solid one that we've mentioned a little bit.
We have mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to let Jess speak for herself.
Go ahead, Jessica.
My 60-second recommendation is Rugrats the movie. It popped on Netflix the other day when I was looking for something to watch, so thought I'd rewatch it. And I actually really, really enjoyed watching it again as an adult. See it from a completely different perspective. It's not as childish as I expected it to be. It was funny, it was sad. There were a couple of scenes where I genuinely welled up and thought I was going to cry. And I don't know if it's just having toddlers myself, there was just certain scenes that I sort of really related to. But yeah, it was funny. There was the great references such as Indiana Jones at the start and the end. And yeah, it was fun, it was enjoyable, it was only about an hour and 15 minutes, so quite a nice short feel-good film. So I imagine most people have seen it, but you definitely should rewatch it as an adult. It is great.
Rugrats, the movie.
Yeah.
Legend.
What a great pick that is.
That is such a good pick.
It's so different as well, so like niche. I know we talked about it, didn't we?
Yeah.
I can't remember when we talked about it or
Rugrats
why.
in Paris, then was talking about the game.
I picked Tommy for one of my characters
That's
as
right,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, the Rugrats a game, that was quality. But going back to the film that Jess was on about, I've not seen that, God knows in how many years.
I would have been a kid when I saw it last.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon would have still been a thing.
Oh, yeah, easily. I feel like it used to get played on Nickelodeon at
All the
random
time.
times, yeah.
It was all the time because I remember being a kid and having to switch from Nickelodeon to Cartoon Network to which had the best on. So it's like we'd have Rugrats on at some point, but then you're like, shit, I need to turn it straight over because Dexter's Lab would be on or something.
Yeah.
And you're constantly switching between the two.
When did the film come out?
Oh, God knows. Late 90s, 98, 99, I'd say.
Let's have a look.
Oh, actually, no. Would it be early 2000s, do you reckon?
The Rugrats movie. What did you go for?
I said 98, 99.
1998.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I was 8 when this came out.
Yeah, madness. It's fucking brilliant.
It's only got 5.9 on IMDb.
Liars.
Absolute wrong-uns.
That's because Jess hasn't voted. That's why.
Yeah.
And we'll
we'll quickly get that average up when all the into the podcast listeners.
Yeah.
Like, give it 10 out of 10.
Yeah, all 12 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, probably 3 now because Claire keeps winning everything.
I know, yeah.
But people only come for the giveaways.
Yeah, I know. We just keep them in-house. Yeah, so Rugrats, I would actually quite like to watch it. An hour and 15 as well.
Oh, God, that's like a wet dream for me.
Yeah, and that's your ideal time.
Oh,
That's
God,
basically an episode of The Last of Us.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I'd like to watch that because even as a kid, I think you picked up on certain things. I think you do with a lot of animation. It's quite clever the way they do these things. Like things like, you know, your classics like The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah,
You watch
yeah.
it as a kid and you appreciate and you pick up on different things that you do when you're an adult. So it'd be interesting to go back and watch that because like Jessica was saying, it's quite touching and quite moving, and then actually it's quite adult themed in a lot of
Yeah.
it, which is weird when you think it's a bunch of
Babies.
running
Yeah.
around and their thoughts and coming out and they were talking and stuff, but the parents are totally oblivious to it.
Yeah.
And obviously like Jessica said, it totally takes on a whole new connotation because she's got kids and stuff. So
Yeah, I might put it on for my little one. I've tried her before with a few of the old classics.
right,
And we didn't get much out of her.
Okay.
But now that was when she was a lot younger though. So I might try with it if it's on Netflix now and just see how she gets on. And 'cause I'd love to get her into that and then maybe move over to like Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab, like some of the real
Absolute
classics.
classics, yeah,
because I
they
think
are.
she'd love that shit now, really.
well, yeah, probably, yeah,
So yeah. Oh yeah, nice one, Jess. Really enjoyed that.
yeah, really good, really different, quite touching.
Quite touching, yeah. And I've heard, I don't know how true this is, but I've heard Jessica is married to Mr. Williamson.
The history into the podcast's resident history teacher.
Yeah, she is.
She bloody is.
Old fish slippers himself.
Yeah, that's why he wanted his recommendation in first.
Yeah,
Couldn't
of
let
course
his
it was.
wife beat him to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless him. But yeah, Jess, that was fantastic. Sorry you didn't win. You won last
You
time.
won already. Sorry to everyone else that didn't win.
Yeah, that was fantastic. But keep them coming. I'll probably do another one of these just because I love that snack tin so much.
No, these are quality and they're actually a fantastic giveaway. So I feel like this is the sort of thing we can definitely do
I
again.
can't promise a Rory Kinnear every time because they're too dangerous.
Yeah, we might have to go a bit more PG with it.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. We can't. I mean, it's probably good that's going to Claire. If honest, I think she could probably cope with it.
Yeah.
Some people might not be able to.
This is true.
Could you imagine if that went to poor Rich Twiner? He's got kids at home.
Yeah.
Bless him. Right, let's move on to...
Yeah.
What?
We chat bollocks all the time. We just fucking lost the plot tonight.
Have you noticed how whenever Rory Kinnear is mentioned,
Yeah, I think
we
we just
lose
go
the plot?
wild. Yeah.
Right, let's move on to the Eliminator.
There can be only one. It is time for the Eliminator.
These Kinder cards are so nice.
They're ridiculously good.
They are so creamy.
Yeah.
It shocked me. That's even though I knew it would come in,
Yeah.
I still got shocked.
Even second time around, I was still surprised at how creamy they are.
Oh yeah. Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Right.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Are we on snack of the week again?
Honestly, mate, I don't have a clue what's going on.
Did anyone win the tin?
We're not even drinking.
We've had 2 cans of Tango Berry Peach, and they're sugar-free, so we can't even blame the sugar.
Maybe it's these creamy cards.
Laced in crack. That's why they were £2.
Yeah.
Cheap crack, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
So, now I've got no food in my mouth. Eliminator. We are getting there now. We have 1 round after this, and then we're in the semi-finals where shit's going to get serious.
Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, sorry, not
We do
semi-finals.
this every time, yeah.
Yeah, we'll try that again. Ready?
Go on.
We've got 1 more round till finals. Well, fuck.
It's all right, we'll just edit all this out, yeah? Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, nice.
Quarterfinals. I'll just put that in somewhere.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll be fine. Nailed it. Next.
Next podcast. So this week we have got Black Panther versus Spider-Man Homecoming, which is not
what
the
with
one
Jake
with Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Oh, fucking hell. The only one that didn't make it. Twice I thought it was that one.
Me too. We didn't fucking pick it.
So how do you want to do that this week, mate? How do you want to go around it?
Should we mix it up? You know,
Let's go.
because we end up spending quite a lot of time on the Eliminator. So rather than us both talking about both films, should we do 1 film each?
Sure, I'll take Spider-Man.
You go first.
Okay. Spider-Man Homecoming. So this is only the second time I think of. No, it's not.
Right.
Maybe the third time. So I've not seen this a lot. So I went back and watched it a couple of nights ago. Fucking hard to get hold of.
Yeah, it is. It's not on
It's
Disney
not
Plus.
Disney Plus, which has really pissed me off. There's only a couple of Spider-Men on there. But this is kind of like the coming of age Tom Holland Spider-Man. As you mentioned last week, we didn't need an intro of him being bit by a spider, blah, blah, blah. We've already seen him. He's turned up. He's fought Captain America. The opening scene of this is him being picked up, taken to the Civil War. On his way back, and he's fucking filming himself
filmed
doing
on his phone, innit?
TikToking it and shit, and it's all sort of done in that premise.
Which is really cool, actually. Like, it's quite a modern thing, that.
It's brilliant, yeah. And then he's just dropped home by Happy Hogan and told, yep, we'll call you.
Yeah.
And that's that. And the whole film is basically him coming to grips with he's not an Avenger.
He's not an Avenger.
He's not really he was needed for that moment, not for the master plan.
Yeah.
That's all you are. All you know, we've given you a suit. Like, what more do you need? Like, just go be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, go back to school and
leave it to the big kids.
Yeah.
Leave it to the big guys. We've got this. Go back to school. Go do your shit. And it's him trying to come to grips with that. His friends sort of finding out that he's Spider-Man and how he deals with that. The typical high school film of him falling in love with someone.
Yeah.
And that type of thing. I fucking adore this film.
Yeah,
and
me
you know
too.
what? I'm so glad I went back to it because it has got everything of a teen film.
Yeah.
Everything you need. But Marvel. So we're getting our Happy Hogans, our Tony Starks, Pepper Potts. We're getting all the fucking Aunt May's fit. That
Yeah,
helps.
she is.
God, she's so fit. It's just such a good, fun film. And it's what we need for a new Spider-Man that we haven't got to go through. Uncle Ben's dead. I've been bit by a spider. Blah, 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 blah. We've seen it 1,000 times. We don't need that. Good. We're not going to give you it.
Yeah.
Here we go. He's in school. He's Spider-Man. And it's his internal struggle of just dealing with the fact he's not really needed.
Yeah.
You know, pushing himself to prove himself. So going out there looking for big crimes to deal with. And, you know, it's got the reason why I love the Batman is it's year one for Batman. Like, things are going wrong. He's getting around to figuring out how to be it. This is it for Spider-Man. Like, he's constantly crashing into shit and not landing properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's an amazing scene where he's running through a field and he shoots his web up and he's like, well, shit, there's nothing to
nothing
grip to.
here, yeah.
Like, that's the first time we've come across that in a Spider-Man, but
Yeah,
we all say it.
It's so true, isn't
We've
it?
all
Yeah.
said it 100 times. Like, what is he swinging on?
Yeah.
So to take the piss out of itself and sort of to go back and be like, we know what we've done.
Is it this film or which one? Where is it like where he's on like he jumps off the Empire State Building and like shoots his web up and everyone's like, you're on the tallest building, mate. Like there's nothing above you.
Yeah.
Like,
That's not this one, but yeah.
Yeah, and I totally agree. I think what's great about this film is, despite it being another remake of Spider-Man in relatively short time, like in
couple of years, was it?
Yeah, and even the Tobey Maguire ones were only like 20 years ago. So, you know, this is like the third remake. It felt fresh.
It felt very fresh because it was so different.
It was so different. It put us in a different place. Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker.
Agreed.
And I think most people agree. Like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, they've got their own merits. They've got the quirks. Love them for different reasons, but Tom Holland is the ultimate Peter Parker for me.
But they finally got a Peter Parker's a kid. So they finally got a Peter Parker that is a kid.
Yeah, like Andrew Garfield is not a 14-year-old kid.
No, exactly. And they finally got one of, you know, and they take the piss out of the things of going through puberty and your body's changing and all this sort of stuff. Like, yes, that's what Peter Parker is. That's what we should have.
Exactly.
And we've finally got it. And he's a great Spider-Man, a brilliant Spider-Man.
Yeah. And what I love as well, because I was obsessed with this film at one point, and I had it. I've got it on Blu-ray, and I watched all the special features. I watched all the behind the scenes, and because like Tom Holland's a really athletic guy, and he's like a dancer, isn't he? I think did he start as like Billy Elliot?
Yes, and he's a gymnast as
yeah,
well.
so like he does all the stunts and stuff, or most of the stunts, even if it's him on like ropes or whatever, and it's so cool, and it really reflects in the film as well. I think.
Yeah.
And I think what I like as well is because, like you alluded to, because it's an MCU film, we've got all that other stuff going on. The dynamic with Tony Stark is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a whole new take on Spider-Man because he's like the father figure.
Yeah.
He is the Uncle Ben.
Yes.
Which is great because Tony Stark isn't naturally a paternal person. He is very much like an arrogant, out for himself, thinks he's the best guy.
Yep.
Well, like this film, he uses Spider-Man for Civil War, and then throughout the whole film, Peter Parker's just waiting around trying to get hold of Tony Stark
Texting,
and
calling,
calling, and
yeah.
then he's just like, he saves him, but he's not even there. He's not even in the suit. You know, he's just doing it like remotely from his holiday or whatever. And then, you know, at the end, it's like, oh, we're gonna make you a fully fledged member of the Avengers, and I love that. He's like, I'm just your friendly neighborhood spider. Man. Like, I'm not an Avenger. You know, I love that. That was really nice. Like I said, your typical teen rom-commy, almost a little bit. Michael Keaton.
I was just about to go there. So we walk away from the fun side of it to the darker side, which are the bad guys. Michael Keaton as Vulture.
Vulture, yeah.
What a fantastic story that is for a bad guy. I mean, I think it's a bit ridiculous that, I don't know, it's very far-fetched, but it's a Spider-Man film, so I can't say much.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of he works for a company that's been taken on for the cleanup after everything that's gone in New York.
I love that.
With
I
Avengers.
love that.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
The government come in, take the money away, and they're like, get fucked. Get out of here.
Yeah.
So they keep hold of all the gear that they've got, and they make weapons out of alien technology. Bit ridiculous, but is what it is. You know, there's the loopholes for me, a little bit of just, it's far-fetched, but I don't give a fuck in this film.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. When you've got aliens invading the bloody Earth, it doesn't matter that they've used some of their tech to make it like have wings and some cool guns or whatever.
Exactly. The whole thing with him going to the dance with his new to-be girlfriend, and Michael Keaton being her dad, and that scene is terrifying.
It really is.
Where he knows, but he figures out that it's Peter Parker. Oh my God.
I know, so tense.
Yeah, very, very tense, which I didn't expect from this film.
No, yeah, I totally agree.
But I just thought, you know, whereas it is just a little bit ridiculous with the bad guys side of stuff, I thought the storyline to start off with was a great idea, and it's just a ridiculous, but we're saying this, but like, I loved Jamie Foxx in it, who got electrocuted by eels. or fucking whatever it was that he got. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what was that in the second Amazing Spider-Man?
Amazing
wasn't
Spider, like,
it?
you know what I
Amazing
mean?
Spider-Man 2, yeah.
There's a Sandman, for fuck's sake. I'm sure we can
Exactly.
accept a man that's using alien technology to make
It's probably the least
weapons.
far-fetched out of the lot.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed rewatching this.
Yeah.
I'm glad it got put in, because when it comes to 3, being such a massive Jake Gyllenhaal fan, I was like, did I like that film better than Homecoming? And I was like, I don't know, it was the original. Fuck it, we'll go with Homecoming. Rewatching it, well, glad I did.
Yeah. It is a quality film.
So, do you want to do Black Panther?
Yeah, I'll talk about Black Panther,
got
the
a couple
film
of
that
bits
you
to
weren't
say.
you weren't that fussed about this film coming in.
Yeah.
But I sort of lobbied for this film.
Yeah.
So this is one, again, I said this last week, when I first watched it in the cinema, I'm not going to go over it all again because we spoke about it last week, but there was a massive hype, big movement. Obviously, it's a black cast, an incredible thing. And like you said, there was that sort of feeling that you had to like this film. You had to go in and you had to enjoy it for those reasons.
Yeah.
Like you said, like, otherwise you're like bloody racist or whatever. You don't care about diversity or equality or all those things. So I was a little bit blindsided by that. Not massively, but to an extent when I first saw it. But then when I rewatched it, I think when it came out, I think I got it on Blu-ray. Because I went through a phase before Disney Plus was a thing. I was getting every single Marvel film on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And me and Claire, we watched this film time and time again. We became obsessed with it. So with this film, obviously similar to Spider-Man, Black Panther, he was introduced in Civil War. So this film, it's almost like a hybrid origin story. So they go through the history of the Black Panther and how Wakanda is seen as this third world country, but it's because it closed itself off, and actually that's why they're able to get this incredible technology. And then they quickly show where the Black Panther comes from, the history of it. It was always there to protect Wakanda, and that's like, you don't need any more.
Yeah, that's that.
And it's like Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa, he's the Black Panther, and he's gonna be the king. Let's crack on.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, great. We didn't need to like labour that point. Let's crack on.
Let's get past this so we can get Andy Serkis in the film.
Yeah. So then obviously it's all about him, and then like the big villain start with is Andy Serkis, Ulysses Claw. I'll come back to him in a minute. I just want to like summarize the plot, I guess, and then it's primarily about them, and then he quickly is usurped by Michael B. Jordan, who's one of his lackeys. Njobu, I want to say his name is.
Yeah, I think so.
What's it? I can't remember.
Or is he son of Njobu?
So is he son of Njobu?
I think he's son of Njobu.
But yeah, so like Michael B. Jordan, and then he becomes king, and there's the big battle at the end. There is a lot to unpick in this film, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. I love... One thing going into this, I was very worried that when you saw the trailers and stuff, I was like, this is a film about an African nation. Are they going to make it too, I'm going air quotes here, American?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be all R&B, and it's going to be you rappers in there, and it's got that sort of feel, and like the gold chains and like that sort of look, when actually it's like it's moving away from perhaps a classic African nation. I know they're saying like the ancestral stuff, but do you know what I mean? Like,
are they going to keep it sort of like, well, exactly really what they did, tribal?
Yeah, and they're going to keep it tribal. They're going to have classic music, but that is something I think they did really well. It felt like a proper African nation that was modern and cool and quirky. Like, the costumes are amazing. It's bright colours. This film is cool as fuck. They look great. Like, they've got all the different tribes with different colours, and they're quirky, and they've got the African stuff. But the music represents that. So it's Ludwig Göransson, I think, who does the music, who also does the Mandalorian music.
Yeah.
So he's quality. So he has that like sort of classical African sort of tribal score.
Yeah.
But they've interspersed that with like your Kendrick Lamar's and stuff like that to make it cool and modern as well. So that's really cool. Chadwick Boseman's great as T'Challa. He's
of course.
he's he's really likable. He's not arrogant, but you're sort of rooting for him straight away. I think
he's traditional, and he knows what he needs to keep his people safe and fight for. Yeah, if he has to fight for what he's got, he'll protect people.
Yeah. And when he was introduced to Civil War, he's one of them. He's coming in against an existing cast and more than held his own. He was cool in that. I think the Black Panther as a character is just cool abilities, looks awesome. Like some of those scenes, like at the start when they're fighting in the jungle and he's just there. He's scary, you know. Some of the technology and stuff I think is a bit ridiculous. Yeah, okay. But then again, it's a Marvel fantasy film and it's totally comic book. So yeah, I've got no problem with that. For me, some of, if not the best parts of this film are the villains.
Agreed.
I'll briefly talk about Andy Serkis because I don't think it's about him. I think it's about Michael B. Jordan. But Andy Serkis, we talked about our love for him before.
Yeah.
What an actor. What a character actor. He is a dick. You love him.
God,
you love to hate him in this film.
Yeah.
He's just this fucking psychotic weapons dealer.
He is fucking psychotic as well.
And he's just funny and he's just ridiculous. And obviously he was introduced in Ultron, but gets a real sort of appearance in this.
Yeah.
And he's really cool. Like obviously from them when they're like the British Museum. And he's that bit where
I'm gonna let you run away.
I'm gonna let you run away.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell
Go
anyone.
on, get yourself off.
Bang, bang. And they're like, oh, like you're such a dick. But the real star of the show, Michael B. Jordan.
That motherfucker is so cool.
He is so cool.
I just want to be him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks cool. He's fucking huge. He is shredded in this film. He just, from when he first turns up in the British Museum, he looks cool and he's on about his like the ancestors and stuff. I'm just going to double check what his name is because it's really annoying me. Fucking Killmonger, of course it is.
Well, yeah, it's Killmonger. I thought you meant his real name.
Yeah, Eric. Sorry, it's Eric.
Oh, right, yeah, I knew it was
Eric.
Killmonger.
Yeah, but
yeah,
Killmonger. That fucking don't know why that went out of my head. But yeah, so from that, and then when he turns up, he fights the Black Panther and saves Claw. But then he like turns on him and kills him. He just guns his missus down. He does not give a fuck. This guy.
No,
like this ex special forces. You know, takes his top off. He's got all the fucking scars from like where he's killed all his villains.
One scar per kill.
Yeah, and he just drags Claw to Wakanda and then challenges. He's a man with a single purpose.
Yeah.
This is my birthright. I'm going to be king. I'm better than you. What are you going to do about it? Fight me. I'll fight the fucking world. And that's what he does.
And again, he's a bad guy who, when you unravel his horrible plan, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I've been fighting the good fight. I'm out there fighting alongside fucking black people that are being beaten and destroyed every single day.
Discriminated against.
And we don't have the tools to fight back.
Yeah.
So you get it.
Yeah, absolutely. When his story, he's like a kid from Oakland who's witnessed his dad not witnessed, but he finds his dad murdered. You know, he had it tough, like horrendously tough. And his origin it represents the whole philosophy, I guess, of this film. This whole debate of do Wakanda get involved, don't they? That's the whole point of this film, isn't it? Like they've been hidden this whole time. Do they open themselves out? Do they get involved with the world? And he's symbol of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he fights Black Panther, he just kicks T'Challa's ass, and then becomes king, and then he looks cool in everything. His suit with like almost like the leopard version. It's mint. And like me and Chloe, we rewatched it last night, and you know, you genuinely, when he gets killed at the end, I'm genuinely devastated. Mm-hmm. I am gutted. He is such a complex character. I would argue one of, if not the best villains we've seen in an MCU film.
Okay.
I would say he's not an out-and-out villain. He's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
You know, you're rooting for him in lots of ways. Like you said, like with Thanos and what you said there about his plan, you kind of get where he's coming from.
Oh, God, yeah. I agree with Thanos.
And he's had a shit life, Killmonger. He just wants to come here. And, you know, at the end where he's just fucking devastated, he's just like, oh, it's beautiful, like seeing the sunset. And you just can't help but think, like, his life could have been so different.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
Like, you know, if someone had just taken him in, like if the previous king T'Chaka had just brought him there, and I don't know, like he's one of those I feel like emotionally invested in his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like it's just a solid film. The action's cool. The music is probably some of my favorite music, but Ludwig Göransson, quality music for everything he does. But go on, you did not want this film in the top 16 initially, so tell me how did you find rewatching this?
Yep, I think I agree with you. with the go back and watch it without that forefront of the mind that I have to like this film.
Yeah, of course.
I can go in it now just because in the top scene I ain't got like shit. Yeah, it's too far down the line to me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's quite old now, isn't it? Like 2018 or something.
Yeah.
Not I say quite old, but in the Marvel world.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. Great film. I absolutely love, the tribal aspect of it. Everybody plays the characters fucking brilliantly.
Yeah.
I totally agree with everything you've said. Big Winston Duke fan, and I love him as M'Baku.
Oh yeah, you know what? I can't believe I've not said anything about him. I actually said to Claire last night, I was like, I think he might be my favourite character in the film.
He's just great.
He's just quality. They are mint, like his tribe.
The Jabari
and he's the
tribe.
Jabari. And
Yeah.
he's badass. He's this fucking giant gorilla. He's so cool.
He's so cool. There's a big but.
Go on.
So there was another reason why I didn't like this film that I didn't mention because I was like, it can't be as bad as I remember, but it fucking is.
Go on.
CGI's horrendous. From the moment that they start fighting, I can't remember, is it the Merchant tribe, whatever tribe that Killmonger gets on his side, and they're all fighting.
Yes.
So you got Dora Milaje fighting him and Black Panther.
It's like the Border tribe, I think.
The Border tribe, yeah. From that moment out, the CGI is fucking shocking. The rhinos are absolute wank.
The rhinos do look shit.
When that not only do they look bad, when Black Panther's fighting them, he looks fucking 2D.
Yeah.
When they go and fight in their suits down by the train is awful. I'll be honest with you, it was a massive letdown for that itself.
Yeah.
Because that fight, get up to that point, I was like, I am loving this.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they got like the Border tribe on the side, and you know what? I'm totally accepting Freeman's American accent. We'll take it.
Yeah.
It still freaks me out when I hear it. But
we get away with it.
I just love seeing him in shit, so it's okay. But yeah, I love everybody up to it. Letitia Wright, fucking Lupita Nyong'o. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah. I totally get what you mean though about the CGI, because it's interesting that, because there's certain points that I really noticed it last night. Actually,
shocking.
One of the worst bits for me was actually early on. Where they do the tribal bit to start with, the first time that T'Challa's being proclaimed king, and they're on that like waterfall bit, and all the tribes are sort of like up the rock face.
Yeah.
I was looking at them because normally your eyes just drawn to the bottom to T'Challa and like the main characters, but because I've seen this, it's like I didn't have to focus on that. So I was looking up at like the tribes that are all dancing at the top. They look terrible.
Yeah,
they looked like something you'd expect on like, I don't know, like a massive MMO type thing, or like something like, I don't know, CGI from like Lord of the Rings, which was 20 years ago. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way to Lord of the Rings, but when they have just like scenes of 10,000 orcs, they're all just sort of like clearly computer generated characters that can only do limited motion.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I'm just going to move back and forth, and I look very CGI.
Yeah.
It's okay because I'm right in the background.
Yeah.
But in this, they're quite prominent and they're in bright colours. I was like, they look shit.
Yeah.
They look like worse than video game graphics.
Yeah. And that, to me, so film-wise, loved it. Everybody in it, fantastic. Great bad guys, great good guys. Yeah.
Let down by CGI.
Let down massively by CGI.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
It was culturally brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah. No one can argue with that.
But, for me, it's just such a big letdown. I remember getting to the end of the film going, this is why I didn't like it.
Yeah.
This was my issue with it last time. And if I'm honest with you, I remember slagging off the rhinos. Being like, them rhinos were fucking horrific.
Yeah.
And actually, I know it's more that it wasn't just the rhinos.
No, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, you're right. You are right. I don't think it helps as well now that like images are getting sharper and stuff. Like, so on your TV, it's like you can watch it in like 4K or whatever.
Ultra 4K, fucking IMAX experience.
So suddenly,
whatever.
those CGI aspects look worse and worse.
Yeah.
Because they're stuck in the time that they were made.
Yeah. I mean, bearing in mind, we have watched Captain America, #1, Iron Man, #1, that are fucking coming up to 30 years, 25 years old now, and they outshine this in CGI. Outshine it.
Yeah.
And they're just like... Pfft.
And I get it to an extent because this is like some of the shots where, again, it was very obvious that they stood in like a green screen room. But I get it, so because of it's a total fiction world, isn't it? I know it's like African city, but it's all fictional. And I get it for some of those wider shots, but yeah, like your big showdown between the two bosses. It's almost like the CGI we got from the TV shows, the Marvel TV shows, where it's like, okay, they've clearly not got the budget, but you sort of give them a pass because you know that.
Yeah.
But when it's a big blockbuster, especially like I said, with one with such cultural significance,
It's kind of like they expected it to fail, so they didn't put the budget in that they could have.
Yeah, maybe.
You
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah, so that's my opinion on it. So,
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
I'm going to let you vote first, sir.
Okay. See, I do love them both, and I went through a period with both of these films being obsessed with them. I watched them loads. I've just not watched either for a number of years. However, I totally agree with the CGI stuff, but in terms of characters, in terms of a totally different film, in terms of the villains, all the characters for me is Black Panther.
Cool. I cannot get over the CGI.
Yeah, it's fair.
Unfortunately, I agree with everything you're saying about the characters. Unfortunately, I started having a bad time when that started.
Yeah, okay.
Excuse me. Whereas I didn't have a bad time watching Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So me, it is Spider-Man Homecoming.
That's fair. That's fair.
So for the first time in the Eliminator, it goes down to public vote. Not had this yet.
I think we have, haven't we?
Have
we
we?
had it once. We disagreed on one thing before.
Have we now?
Yeah.
I can't remember what that was.
Oh, we've done a lot of films.
We have done a lot
we
of
definitely
films.
disagreed on one.
Interesting.
And
okay.
it came to the public vote. It was the one where it was split.
That's
the
right.
last
And
one.
it was nearly 50-50.
It was nearly 50-50.
Shit, what was that?
Oh my God.
Was that the last Spider-Man one?
It was Endgame versus No Way Home, yeah.
Fucking hell, it was, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. No Way Home, Infinity War.
Infinity War, sorry.
Yeah.
No Way Home and Infinity War.
Madness.
Yeah.
Fucking Spider-Man. He's doing it for us, isn't he?
Yeah.
In that case...
Go on, drum roll.
Black Panther wins.
Really?
By a significant amount.
Wow, okay.
70... So it's 50-50 on Facebook, 72% to Black Panther on Instagram.
Wow, okay.
So Black Panther goes through, my friend.
Nice, yeah.
So there is zero need for us to go into the pot because we know what's left.
We do, and I'm already dreading it because I just don't know. I just don't know.
It's hard, isn't it? This is what I expect to see in the finals.
These two that we're gonna do next week could be my top two.
Yeah.
This could be a final for me.
Yeah.
And they're coming in the first round
In the
against
first round against each other.
What are the chances?
What are the chances that we are going to see Captain America Civil War versus
Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
fuck me?
Oh no.
How awful is that?
Oh no. I just don't know. I don't know what. It hurts my head. I'm going to have to rewatch these films probably more than once.
Yeah, yeah.
They are two of my all-time favorites. I think, like I said, I said this to you earlier, but I tried to list my favorite Marvel films a few years ago. I think during lockdown, and I'm pretty sure these two were two of my top three. And they've come up against each other so early.
It's madness, isn't it?
I can't believe it.
That is it, and then that is the end of the top 16.
Yes.
And then
into
we
the
start
quarters.
going into the quarterfinals. Wicked. So what we on? About an hour 20. I did put together a little would you rather quiz if you want to do that.
Yeah, shall we?
Yeah, should we just knock out a little bit? Just something a little bit different. Just so it's not samey every single week. I've not got many. I've only got about 8. I knocked them together last minute before you come round. I thought they'd be interesting questions.
Something different. Go on,
okay, so let's go into this. So, Ryan, would you rather be a citizen in the Gears of War universe?
Oof,
So you're not even part of fucking COG.
Yeah, okay, awful.
Or
Gonna die
Just
brutal
a-
death.
basic, boring crew member on the Nostromo.
I think I'm going to go basic crew member on the Nostromo.
Yeah?
Yeah, so...
Show you working out.
Right. Any person, citizen or not, in Gears of War, that is an awful, awful world to be in. And you are vulnerable all the time. You
All
are
the
never,
time.
ever going to be safe because the locusts will come up from anywhere and they are heavily armored, they are fucking monstrous, and you can't do anything about it. I like to think if I was on the Nostromo, is the Nostromo the first one from Alien?
Yeah.
Not from Aliens. That's a Sulaco from Aliens,
Yeah.
isn't it? So I like to think I might stand a chance against the alien.
You definitely don't, but I see your point.
As in, yeah.
You'd
Because
be
if
the
there's,
first one to
if
go,
there's
mate.
only one, I think I can outrun some people. I'm quite fast.
You could hide.
I can run. I'll die eventually, but I won't be the first, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'll shove some people out the way. But again, now, with an alien, at least if you like seal yourself in a room, you might never get out of that room, but the alien can't get in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can just fucking weld yourself in and you're
boot,
like,
boot Jonesy at it.
boot Jonesy at it and be like, right, I'm just going to. Like, if you were to just hide and avoid it, I might be okay. But if you were going to actively, like what they do, and search for the alien, fuck that. Like, when they're in the tunnels, the
Yeah.
captain's in the tunnels, Dallas, no way I am not doing that.
No.
Fuck that, that's terrifying. Oh, it gives, that bit where he turns around, it's there, and no. No. I don't do either. I give up.
I don't want to play.
Game over, man. Game over.
So you're on the Nostromo then?
I'm on the Nostromo.
Interesting.
At least I get to see space.
You do get to see space.
But no one will hear me scream.
They will not. Well, you will.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the alien will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do they have ears?
I assume so. They'll have ear canals, I think. Even if they don't have like lobes.
Do they hear?
Don't know. Good. It's a good question. Wikipedia. They'll know the answer.
Maybe our listeners will know the answer.
Yeah, of course they will. Right, next one.
Go.
This is more of a personal one. Would you rather be a world famous football player?
Okay.
World famous.
World
so
famous.
we're talking up there with your fucking messes and whatnot.
Yeah, okay.
Or-
Sounds pretty good.
Like an average underground famous musician. So we're not talking fucking touring the world, AC/DC, Zeppelin. We're talking middle of the road. You can sell out Rock City, the O2 Academies every time. You're not worried about that, but you're not hitting the next stage.
Ooh, that's a tough one, actually.
Because both comes with pros, both comes with cons.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it was always my dream to be a professional footballer as a kid. I feel like you get more grief being that level, though, and that level of fame comes with a massive cost.
That's what I think. Although you get the money,
Yeah.
the cost of being that famous and also football player, that is just constant training, my
Yeah,
friend.
it is. And then I think it's only a small part of your life. You can do it, mid-30s reality, not barring injuries, and then if that's all your whole life, then suddenly what you're going to do with the rest of your time. I know some people go into like coaching and punditry or whatever, but that's only a small number.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do for the next 40, 50 years? Whereas if you're a musician, you can always bring out more music and you can have that creativity and you leave that legacy behind that way. I think as long as you're not like a struggling artist that you can barely feed yourself, but if you can sell at Rock City and do that level, that sort of mid-tier, I think I'd go for that.
Yeah.
I'm going for that.
I 100% agree. And obviously, I'm not a football fan. I was growing up. I was a huge football fan growing up. I was actually a reasonably good football player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, I've also done the musician side of it as well. And
See, I love music, and I'd absolutely love to be able to play an instrument or to be able to sing. And the only thing, I'll never be able to sing because that's just my voice. But like, I could learn to play an instrument.
Yeah.
But I just don't, and I've had a couple of guitars, never picked them up once.
There is no better feeling than being stood on stage, playing to a bunch of people that are there. Now you're playing football, mate. Half the people there fucking hate you.
Yeah.
You stand in front of. Not our very last show, but like one of our last shows was our second album launch. We did it at the Engine Shed in Lincoln. Sold out the top stage, and it was like proper professional. Doorman tickets on the door. We had a VIP. We sold VIP tickets, which sold out on day one. Yes, boy.
Nice.
I had proper like music techs that would hand us guitars and stuff. but just looking out, having people singing your music back to you,
Oh, incredible.
screaming for you, paying utter attention to everything you do. There is no better feeling.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get
after that one show, we've done a lot of good shows, but after that one show, I didn't sleep for like 2 days.
Yeah.
I
get
never
that.
got down from the high of that.
Yeah, I suppose that, again, if you're a professional footballer, though, the level you're talking, you know, I imagine you get the equivalent of that. You know, if you score like someone like Ronaldo who's scoring in front of 80,000 fans that are all screaming his name, that'd be. I imagine it's a comparable high,
of course.
But for me, I love my music now. I think that's taken over. So
Yeah.
So really, I should learn to play an instrument, and then we could form a band.
We should form a band. Drew.
Yeah.
So just learn drums. I mean, Drew can literally play everything.
He started out. He is a drummer.
Yeah,
by trade.
exactly.
I can play the saxophone.
Saxophone. I'll play uke. I've got my little ukulele down there.
Yeah?
Yeah, sorted. Yeah, exactly. A bit like Claire in a
Doing
rock
a
club.
little air uke.
Okay, next one. You
Go on.
really need to think about this one.
Okay.
Would you rather be, so you are still you now.
Yeah, that's me. Yep.
You're still you now.
Still me now.
Young, handsome man.
Well, not youngish.
Married to a lovely lady.
Yeah.
Would you rather be a hardcore porn star?
Okay.
So you're still married, but you're going to work to bash, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's going to be hard.
Don't
on
think
your
Claire
life.
would be happy with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or an OnlyFans boy. So you're on your own, you're not doing anything, but you are stripping naked and just knocking one out on camera to a bunch of people. Your face.
I'm really thinking about it. I'm really picturing both scenarios.
Yeah.
I feel like you get more satisfaction from being the porn star. Oh,
Well,
would you?
But this is what I mean. I think you get the more satisfaction from being the porn star.
Because you still get having sex.
Yeah,
But the idea of being filmed by everyone and being like there, and it'd be way more embarrassing.
and
than-
also going home and like kissing your wife on
yeah,
lips.
it'd be
And,
awkward. Whereas if you're OnlyFans, at least you could do it lying down and from your own. You don't have to even get out of bed in the morning.
it's true.
Do you know what I mean? I could have a little lie in, do a few little videos, probably go to sleep for a little bit afterwards,
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
and then get up and play COD with you.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you could become like that. What was her name? Rebecca Goodwin, or whatever. She's been all over the paper. She started off doing OnlyFans. She's really funny on TikTok, but she just started doing OnlyFans, and now she like buys houses to rent them cheap to like struggling single mums and shit.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember.
She's
it.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Some of her TikTok videos are really good.
So I think I'm going OnlyFans.
You're going to be an OnlyFans boy.
Yeah.
We will get that set up, my friend.
No problem.
Musician by day, OnlyFans by night. In the Nostromo.
In the Stramo. Screaming the whole time.
Would you rather be that 2D generic orc at the back of Lord? That's so weird that when you put that up, because that was in here. So that orc at the back that clearly can only go forward and backwards.
Yeah.
Would you rather be that guy or a Muggle janitor at Hogwarts on minimum wage?
Oh, definitely the Muggle janitor.
Really?
Yeah, you get to see some cool stuff, and then you could be the really angry drunk. The angry
Drunk if you want.
drunk, yeah, probably, because I'd be depressed that I'm the only Muggle. Yeah, I'd be definitely. You get to see some cool shit.
If you was the orc, though, I bet them orcs party, mate. When they're not at war, like
Yeah, but there's no orc women.
That's fine. That's okay. You just go after orc men then, or you start orc only fans. Only orcs.
I think the I still think the janitor.
I would hate to be a janitor at fucking Hogwarts.
I feel like
Being a muggle, everyone
Yeah,
hates
this is
you.
true, yeah.
You can't do half the shit that they're doing. People just use the magic to fucking piss you off at
yeah,
your job.
that would piss me off. Yeah, maybe the orc then. Actually, you can part with the orc boys.
Because I think that'd be a heavy metal party.
But then only being able to, if I'm only 2D and I can only walk back and forward,
you're
that'd be a bit limiting.
Yeah, you're not actually that, but you're that shit CGI one. So you're not even the pretty one. So if there were orc women,
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the orc then.
yeah, it pissed me off being a janitor because I knew you'd immediately go for that thinking it's cool. It's not.
No.
It's not cool. It's fucking
I think
shit.
it's really annoying because you just mop the floor and then, some fucking smart ass student will do a little spell that makes like shit appear everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck off, you little
Fuck
prick.
off, Draco, you arsehole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wankers.
Get my orcs on you.
Yeah, bitches. Okay, would you rather only be able to eat steak for the rest of your life?
Yeah. all right.
Morning, noon, night, just steak.
Yeah.
Or
Can I vary the sauces?
no sauce.
No sauce.
It's just
How's it
steak.
cooked?
Yeah, I mean, you can change that.
All right, fine.
You can change that. But bearing in mind, you're also on the wage you're on now, so you can't be going and having fillets every night because that's an expensive fucking meal 3 times a week.
Yeah. Okay.
3 meals a day. Or go full vegan with no meat substitutes. So you can't have you can't be like, oh, I'll have a nut roast tonight, which is what? No, you're just eating veg and shit.
I think I'd go vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having had quite a lot of vegan stuff, and like obviously our friend Kylie's vegan, so having had a lot of that stuff, there is some quality stuff that isn't just like the
beans
meats
and shit, can't
and
you?
lentils and all that
stuff.
stuff. Yeah. Whereas I think steak it'd be hard. It'd be hard to eat all that steak.
A friend of mine went to a nutritionist, and so he was a PT. And he was like, you know what? I want to be PT'd and to go to a nutritionist. Like, I know my shit, but I want to go to the top tier one. So he had to eat steak 3 times a day.
Yeah.
He's been vegetarian ever since.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, it was the worst time of my
exactly.
life.
I think it'd be
hated
awful.
it.
It'd be
Waking
awful.
up and making steak at 6 a.m.
Oh, God.
It was like,
well,
it's
even
the
people
fucking
like,
worst.
you know, like people like Hugh Jackman and stuff, when they've got massive for like their roles, I've read loads of interviews and stuff and seen them, like the worst part about it was getting up and like, either eating steak or like eating like chicken breasts for breakfast at 5 a.m. Fuck that.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
No.
I'll eat me grass.
Yeah. Grass. Multi-grain cereal.
Ooh,
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. No milk though. No milk.
Just spit on it.
Would you rather be Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls, or you got to think about this again, or be Johnny Bravo?
Why have you put that caveat? Because the obvious answer is I'm being Johnny Bravo.
Of course. So Mojo Jojo, obviously, he's a bit of a power trip, and he gets the shit kicked out of him by them gals.
Yeah, yeah.
But do you really want to be a chauvinist arsehole that everyone hates, and all you do is get slapped by women all the time, and you basically just a sex offender?
Great hair though.
He has got great hair and massive pecs.
Massive pecs. Cool sunglasses. Johnny
Yeah.
Bravo. Easy. Next.
Sex offender. Next.
It doesn't matter as long as you're cool.
You're only cool to you. No one else finds it cool. Okay, well, that didn't go as I expected. Let's keep going. Would you rather be part of the Skywalker bloodline
Okay.
or part of T'Challa's bloodline?
Oh, did you hear that crack?
I did hear it crack.
Crack
Yeah.
me neck.
Both come with pretty cool, like,
Are
responsibilities.
you a direct descendant of T'Challa? So, would you become like king?
Yes, I'm going to say yes, you will become king. And also, if you'll be to the point of the Force is very strong with you.
Oh, that's a tough one. It would be cool to have the Force, but then the Skywalkers are quite an unpredictable bunch.
That's it. You could become Darth Vader.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go King of Wakanda.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool as.
Do you know why I wouldn't? So when I was writing these, I was like thinking what I would do. I would go Skywalker because the only reason them motherfuckers got into any bother is because they went looking for it.
Yeah.
If you're going to become king, you have to become Black Panther, and that looks fucking tiring.
True.
I'll be honest with you. I just want to play some COD with the boys and get fat and eat pizza.
Yeah,
you
could
can't do that as a Black Panther. You've got to fucking protect your country.
Yeah, I suppose you could just abdicate though.
You could what?
Just abdicate and be like, nah, someone else can have the throne. I'm just gonna play COD.
Play COD in Wakanda, and you know what, mate? That's going to be amazing. It's made out of vibranium cable. You can't even play COD now if fucking Claire's watching YouTube on her phone.
I get a bloody WhatsApp message and I just fucking lag all over the screen.
All right, then the last one.
Go on.
Right, I can't even read what this says. Be alive during a zombie apocalypse, or live in the upside down, but people know you're there. So people know you're there, so they might come find you, or they might not be able to because they've got no idea how to get there.
Yeah,
I'm not
probably the latter.
Really?
No, as in like they probably wouldn't be able to find me.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Can I just clarify what kind of zombies are in this apocalypse? Are we talking like Walking Dead shufflers, or we're talking like 28 days later?
28 days later.
I'm going to absolutely shit my pants.
28 days later.
Oh fuck, that makes it harder. Oh god, they're awful.
They're both shit,
that
aren't they?
film fucking terrifies me.
And also, the Upside Down is terrifying.
It really is.
But at least you get a comfy bed.
Oh.
Because you just go back to your house, it'd just be a bit dusty. And just don't Vecna don't come.
I think I'm going to go zombie apocalypse though.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just because at least you're not on your own. You might be eventually when everyone's dead.
I didn't say there's people here.
But you didn't say there weren't people with me.
There's not anyone with you. But I suppose you can go find other survivors.
Yeah.
If you're going to risk it to go out there looking around them terrifying zombies, you might find someone else. And also at that point, they'd just try to kill you anyway. Because let's be honest, we all know in a zombie apocalypse, the humans are worse than the zombies.
This is true. Yeah, very true. Well, maybe I could become that psychotic human.
Yeah.
You know, like Cillian Murphy does in 28 Days Later at the end, where he's just fucking putting people's eyes out with his thumbs. That could be me, running around topless, just become a zombie.
You do that after a few beers, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go zombie apocalypse.
Okay, I think I agree. Solely just because the Upside Down is very lonely and it's terrifying.
Yeah, exactly. I
It's so scary.
wouldn't have a clue.
And it's dark all the time. At least the sun comes up in a zombie
eat?
apocalypse.
We're going to eat in the Upside Down.
I'd assume there's food there.
But Upside Down food.
It's never, yeah, exactly. Upside down cake could be the right way around. What you can do then? It'd just be cake.
Oh no! My whole world.
Well, that's all I had, mate. I just thought a couple of little.
That was good. That I enjoyed
just
that.
something to add it.
Good fun that.
Johnny Bravo, you bastard. I really thought there'd be more thinking around that, you know.
Nah.
But mind you, every time Mojo Jojo gets an ass kicking,
He gets absolutely.
his brains are falling out of his helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
Like brains fall out.
That's serious level of beating he's getting.
What was the other bad guy called? Like the transsexual devil.
Oh, I can't remember.
They were cool as fuck. Bit sexy.
Bit sexy.
With that mustache and the high heels. So that's our episode.
Yeah.
It was a bit all over the place.
It was all over the place. I feel like it was a bit of a. It was, just a mad one.
I don't know what it is, but people tend to enjoy them ones. So if you did, good. If you didn't, okay.
Yeah.
A bit more of the same next week.
Exactly, yeah. We'll probably have nothing planned then either.
Yeah, well, definitely won't have anything planned then. So have you got any parting thoughts, Ryan?
I am really looking forward to going home with my tin.
Enjoy, Rory Kinnear. Peace.